Hi, I'm just going to start the webinar in a couple of minutes' time, just waiting for people to join me. Welcome as you start to come in. And it's a gorgeous day here in Encinitas in California. The sun's just starting to come out and yeah, it feels just amazing to be here on this full moon in Aquarius time. As you start to come in, at the bottom of the screen on your left hand side there is a mute button. If you could just press that. Also there is just next to it is a video button there, so if you're not showing up on the screen, if you just want to click on that and that will reveal you. If you want to do that, if you don't want to do that, that's fine as well. Please just come and join the webinar in whatever way you want to. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. I'm just going to wait for people to join now. And so I'm just going to put myself on mute again for a moment. Give people 5 minutes to join before we start. Okay, so I've got loads of information to share with you, and I'm just going to show you that I've got my Zolkin t-shirt on today, and every day I find with the Mayan I just notice more things about it. So like these particular things here are again Aries, that's how I see them, Aries signs, and so this is all about new beginnings time, new code. And again, if you look at the little bit in the middle here, it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. It's literally, we are each an individual pixel in the bigger picture of the 260 pixel framework that is the Zolkin, the dream spell. So welcome as you're starting to join. I've got lots of information to share with you. So if you could just put your microphone on mute, that'd be great. And so for this first 40 minutes, I'm just going to be sharing information if you want to take some notes down. Got loads to share with you. Happy full moon, and hope you're having an amazing time. It's been really intense at the moment. So then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to come back at 8 o'clock UK time, 12 o'clock California time, for any sharing or questions and answers. So forgive me if I'm going to go at a really fast rate. This is being recorded as well, so you'll have it to refer back to, but I've just got so much info to share. And yeah, I've had so many insights this morning, just a complete revelation, because this is so key for me. So the first thing that I want to show you is the calendar, as always. So we're down here on White Galactic Wizard Day. Okay, and so she is code number 14. She's the moon goddess Ixchel, She's a new 13-year cycle that we have just begun on the 26th of July. We started a new 13-year cycle. Okay, so and also we're in a second cycle of 20-day process. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute. This is what it's all about. You've already got the code now, okay, for the next 13 years of what you're going to be working with. You've already done it. You've already experienced it. And so my intention is today is to really give out key information for you, whether you understand astrology or not, or the Mayan or not, what has happened to you in your life since the 26th of July is the prima materia for you as a personal alchemist to really become aware of your ancestral story and pattern, and then, if you don't already know, learn how to get clear of this, because the time is now. This amazing new code is coming in with this new moon, with this full moon in Aquarius, new moon in Leo, which happened a couple of weeks ago, these super moons. And then we've got another new moon in Virgo coming in on the 30th of August. Again, I'll talk more about that later on. But the Mayan wave spell really helps you understand how this process is happening and going on. And so the more that you learn about it, the more that you get into it, if it floats your boat, if it calls you, the more that you will help yourself. And that's the most important thing, you know, with this Aquarian service. It really is about helping others by helping ourselves. That's the paradox. So, you know, not hurting others at all as a way of, you know, putting ourselves first either, but it's this really coming into balance, and this amazing sacred feminine code that is now coming in is so powerful, so beautiful to see as well. So if lots of things are happening to you that are really shifting you into another space and your ego doesn't like it, then just hold on to your hat and go with it as much as you can, and learn how to really get yourself into your center whenever you're coming out of it. I use emotional freedom technique for this, and I absolutely know that it works, that anyone can do it. Check it out, emofree.com. Just Google emotional freedom technique. This is the ancient mystery school, which is all about clearing our amygdala and really coming into our power center. This is the emotional evolution. And at this time of year, when we have Leo Sun kicks off the Mayan calendar every year. It's initiated in the heart, in the child. This is why the inner child is so powerful. It's a time of Venus, when Venus changes direction and in the skies as to when she is seen. So again, the Mayan calendar, the Mayan wave spell, is all about Venus. It's all about us growing up by healing our inner child and becoming solution focused as well through this healing. So creating solutions on a personal level, which we can then ripple out to everything else, because we are the change that we want to see. And it literally is this now. It's the embodiment process. It's becoming free of this karma, and karma simply means pattern. That's all that it means. And so, you know, often we get these dogmas trotted out that people don't fully understand, and this is key to the embodiment process. This is about actually doing the inner work and living it every day. It's not about reading something and just trotting the words out. You know, this is the antithesis of that. We're now coming into balance of the sacred feminine, and so this is absolutely key. So what is Blue Hand Spiral all about? It's about shaping our destiny. And I just want to say that anybody who is part of the tribe of Red Earth white wind, blue hand, or yellow human, then this is so significant for you because this is a key part of your plan. This tribe comes here to mine the tunnels, comes here to create new frameworks, primarily again through oneself, to share with other people. And so once we reach the age of 52, we have done the whole set of code. So if you are 52 or above, you will have a blue magnetic hand 13-year cycle. And when this began for you is absolutely key, because this is the process that you are here to become very aware of, to become an expert of, and to literally shape your destiny by fully enabling yourself to live it. And what that means really is, again, about healing the inner child, healing the family patterning for yourself. And again, it's all about clearing. It's all about coming into a clear space. This is what the Mayan wave spell process is all about. 13 clear signs are key processes. One of these is blue solar hand, which is my Mayan sign. And this is all about clearing the emotional patterning and coming into the center, coming into the eye of the storm. The storm's coming. We can see all the signs of it now. And again, it's trusting that this process is very powerful and has to happen. There are only a very, very small amount of people on the planet who are here ready to do this work. That's as it's meant to be. And it really is focusing on acceptance of everything now, and surrender into whatever's triggering us, whatever our stresses are, becoming an expert on that, and just going with it more and more, deeper and deeper. If you work as a therapist with other people, you will find all your tribe showing up with you to work with you. So again, the focus is so important that anybody who is working as a therapist or a facilitator, whatever you want to call it, is really doing that inner work every day now, you know, to get clear and to be in as much of an empowered place as possible, because this is what the moon goddess is all about. We've had 13 years of awakening to authenticity, to being the beacon of light, to getting in alignment with cosmic codes and letting go of the old slavery codes, the old disempowerment, out of balance relationship. And of course, we have to do that on the inside first. So yeah, I'm just drinking, ironically, water from a Coca-Cola glass. And in the past few weeks, I've been reading a lot about the sugar trade and the slavery trade. And this is so huge now. You know, this again is all about getting healthy, stopping doing anything that is in alignment with these corrupted codes, because all that they create is corruption literally within our human being body, and they make us crave things. So again, if you follow the history way back and you see where it's all come from and you see where it's brought us to today, this again is what we need to be doing in our ancestral patterning awareness, so that we can see how we got to where we are. That's really important. That's conscious awareness. And stop doing it. And I know it's not easy because we've been doing these habits for a long time. But again, there is only right relationship now to become free. So it's getting free of any addiction. It's getting free of anything that's taking us out of being clear. Now, another key thing about when this blue hand spiral started was on the Lion's Gate on August the 8th. This blue hand timeline, this shaping our destiny timeline, goes right back to the beginning of time. So whenever that was, okay, so we can map this. And every code that this process is on, so again, this blue hand, which has all these codes. Sorry, it's windy and I'm placing on my thing. So all of these codes on here, again, can be mapped for people as to specific dates in their timeline. This is the wellness of this. So again, anybody who has this code, this is really key as to how to work very practically with key dates in people's lives, so they understand what to look at on a deeper level to shape their destiny. Now, another thing about this time of year, the new Mayan year begins on the 26th of July every year. This can sometimes be confusing because of several frameworks with the Mayan. And also the 13 moon calendar begins at this time of year on the 26th of July. So for the first 13 days, we have magnetic moon. Now, I know it's very popular to focus on what do I want to manifest this year, you know, and start writing out a shopping list, which is great, you know, really good as to what you want to create, because this time is all about being a conscious creator. And the key thing about the magnetic moon, though, is actually what are we attracting now? Not what would we like to attract, but what's actually coming in, what's incoming, what is happening in our life over this first 28 days. And this is why I'm saying to you that because the new year cycle starts then as well, that's a fig beetle is just buzzing around. Okay. This is so key at the moment as well, because I've been interacting a lot with the fig beetles, which is also about Egyptian. Yeah, she's gone. Okay. So again, really key to animal totem energy coming in as well. So yes, this is all about empowerment, self-empowerment. And so really, in order to work with that energy, we have to really look at what's happening to us and, you know, take the rose tinted glasses off, be very focused around, okay, this is going on for me, this is what's coming into me at the moment. Generally, again, focusing on understanding the pathology, you know, this is really key. What has created disempowerment for me? What has created wounding for me? Because this keeps showing up for us. This is just how it is at this time. You know, we're at a transition time, or we're at the end of times as well, so that new ones can begin. So this is a tremendous opportunity to really look at our experiential happening. And so every year, like I say, we've got this 28-day period, and look at what's actually here, and then work on what is needing to be cleared. Because by the time we go into the next 28 moon cycle, then we're going to have the new learning coming in. So again, it's all about now is about setting our intention. Aquarius, where Aquarius is in your chart is really key. Where Leo is in your chart is really key. Specific degrees. So we had Aquarius full moon at 22 degrees. This is the Mary Magdalene code. Where does that fall in your chart? That is really significant. So for example, I've got Leo sun and I've got Aquarius rising, and Leo's in my 7th house of relationship, and Aquarius is in my 1st house and is, you know, my rising. So this time is really all about where we're being childish rather than childlike. So where we've got child wounding, that's coming in. And to truly get into an Aquarian clear space, then we want to be healing this so that we can understand it, what's created it for us, create solutions, but clear the energy, heal the heart. Because if we don't, you know, this is what most people really don't understand, is it's the energy that creates, okay? It's the heart, you know, this is the attractor, this is the magnetic, okay? So it's just going to keep bringing in these experiences for us, because the cosmic intention is that we heal that for ourselves. And then through that healing, we create a change in the pixel of the 260 stories. And our energy then goes out right back to the beginning of time for our ancestral DNA and ripples out in our personal family, community, friends, and who we attract into our life. Again, if you're working in therapy techniques, then, you know, helping others do this process. This is what we're here to do. Now, when we go into this second moon, so just to give you a heads up, the new moon in Virgo is on the 30th of August, okay? And that's at Virgo is at 8 degrees. So where that is in your chart is really key. This whole moon goddess 13-year cycle, her planetary focus is on the asteroids, because the asteroids are the new consciousness coming in. So there's thousands of asteroids, and the one that I tuned into around the Aquarius sun time was Haumea. And so if you want to know more about that, please do contact me. And because a lot of people that I have done charts for have got Haumea, how may I, in their chart in Virgo around these early degrees. So this is going to be really significant. And what that reveals in your chart is your own personal midwifery, okay, your own rebirth process. And so on the 30th of August, in terms of the Mayan, this is Red Planetary Moon Day. So again, note this in your diary, because this is going to be the manifestation of where you are as to authenticity. Okay, so this is again an amazing 13-day process that kicks off, which is the culmination of what began at the start of the cycle, which was Red Magnetic Dragon. Okay, so we'll start a new wave spell down here, which again is a Mayan clear sign, which is Yellow Magnetic Sun. So then we are going to see what began on the 13th of July this year. We're going to see the manifestation. Very windy, and I'm holding everything down with my little rocks. Okay, so yeah, 30th of August, we then go into another major turning point to see where we actually are on this new moon in Virgo. The lunar moon, this new 28-day period, begins on the 23rd of August, and it's on White Electric Wind Day. So again, if you are part of this tribe of Blue Hand, Red Earth, White Wind, Yellow Human, then on White Electric Wind Day, this is a key alchemy day for allowing spirit to come in. So these first 4 13-day processes that began on the 13th of July, that was the first one, we are seeing then where we're actually at and what we're going to be working with for the rest of the year. Okay, we're going to be actually seeing how much light we're holding So how much we can stay in our center space, okay? And when all the chaos is going on around us, because believe me, the chaos is coming. It's what's required to really G us up and get us to shift. It's just how it works. Now, another date to mention, 11th of August. That was a key date when Uranus in Taurus went retrograde. Okay, so again, whatever you were doing on that date is very significant. And is very significant because we're going over old ground, and this is going to be seeing a culmination in Capricorn sun time, basically. So by the time this completes, then in January we are at white cosmic wind day. So again, we're going to be really seeing where we've shifted in terms of embodying our spirit, because all this energy now is about being really disciplined to do this inner work. Venus is in Leo at the moment, so again, really highlighting where we're in a loving space, in a healthy loving space, not in a codependent loving space, and where we are emotionally free. So again, just to go back to the Aquarius energy, this is so powerful. Aquarius moon wants to be emotionally free. Ideally, we feel great when we're emotionally free because we're not experiencing wounding. We're not doing people pleasing. We're not doing coping mechanisms. We're not coming from a place of fear and old programming. We're literally being our true nature and our gift that we came here to be. Now, to get into this space takes a lot of inner work around emotional wounding, and especially for people who are very much in their heart. People need to have good boundaries and need to really be able to ground themselves to feel safe. So again, a lot of people who are doing spiritual practices are not very grounded and cannot hold their own energy, as well as a lot of energy leakage, for example, and this can create unhealthy ways and states of being. So again, the focus has to be for the individual on really shoring up boundaries in a very healthy way, knowing who am I and who are you is key. Again, we've got Chiron in Aries, where Aries is in your chart is really key, because this Chiron in Aries is here for several years now. So the wound about who am I, and again, this really factors into boundaries. So a lot of emphasis on the planet is on diet, is on things that I can do, you know, where can I go, what can I learn, all of which is good. The inner work is the key though, because that shapes everything else. That shapes the choices that we make. And Taurus is all about what's coming to light around what do we value. So again, where Taurus is in your chart, how we are on the earth. This is why it's so key to Red Earth. Lots of code coming in for Red Earth, where we need to be on the earth, where's healthy for us. Sometimes we are going to have to move, you know, right now, and embrace that wherever we've got to be, whatever we're going to create, whatever we're going to set up this next 13-year cycle may require us to up sticks and move somewhere else. And again, the more that we keep clearing off these old fear codes, the more that we can really tune in to where we do actually need to be and come into balance with that. So again, you can find out where Venus is in your chart and whether you are a morning star person or whether you're an evening star person. That's another really good thing to check out. Anything to do with Aquarius energy is about the opposite of the tribe generally. So again, where Aquarius is in your chart is key. How many planets you've got there, what they are. If you're a contrary Mary, like me, then really becoming familiar with this and feeling comfortable with it, you know, because the more you try and suppress it, the more it will tend to amp up your experiences that are happening in your life to really get you embodied into this energy. Because Aquarian energy is about the new age in terms of new ways of being and realizing that we are co-creators with the universe. So most of our creations up to now will have largely been unconscious because they needed to be, you know, for us to understand what our ancestral patterning wounding is. And now that we've got to a point of really being experts on that, now is the time to start consciously creating from this clear space. And it is the Albert Einstein framework, which is literally saying you cannot create the solution from the same space as a problem that created it. So in terms of using EFT, it means you can go into the problem and you can really work with all the information around the problem, clear whatever it is possible to clear at that time that's ready to come off. Then you can access new information, and that is really, really important. Okay, just to see, I'm just having a look here. We're coming up to time out, so I'm just having a look to see if there's anything else there that I need to add in. In terms of the blue hand wave spell, part of the code on day 4 is white self-existing dog. So we're on day 8 today, which is white galactic wizard. Now I've mapped my family codes, and white self-existing dog is a key code in my family. It's also a burner day on the planet. And what that means is every 65 days, we have these burner day codes that the ancients used, and probably some people still use today who are in positions of power. This is a day where big emotional stuff comes up, and so to be very aware that this is also a day where the more that we get clear, we become self-existing and we connect to Sirius Star, which is a totally different code, is our soul code. So 4 days ago, we were in this energy and it was very, very powerful. There was lots of planetary stuff going on, and big stuff probably happened to you on that day that holds key learning. Now, in terms of that, is so significant for my family patterning, for my children in particular. Today, White Galactic Wizard is the day that my daughter was born, and also the day that my grandfather was born. And so, again, in the spiral, it's actually my grandfather's birthday, and if he'd lived, he would be 104. So he would be a double Mayan elder. And who knows how long we're going to be around. You know, this is so key. I've had such a big journey around this with my partner, and it's been absolutely massive. It also was my father's story. It was also my grandfather's story. Huge all around the world now of people having big heart issues and needing intervention to release this. So we need to pay attention to what's going on and understand, you know, why we're creating this. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else that I've missed. I don't actually think I've got anything else that I can fit in the time. The Uranus retrograde, yeah, August the 11th, culminates on January the 10th. So whatever began on the 11th of August for you, you will be seeing the manifestation of it on January the 10th. And yeah, this is going to be in the 7th moon, resonant moon, day 1. So then you'll really be seeing, we'll all really be seeing what's resonating then, where we've done what work we need to do, and we'll see where we're at and what's resonating with truth, freedom, and where we're still running our code. And again, it is just being gentle with ourselves, you know, because we're all here to do this process. We've all got stuff, we've all got triggers, we've all got things to work through, and we're all in this together, you know. So everybody who's involved is key to this bigger picture plan. At the moment, we're really focusing on who lights your fire, who puts it out, and, you know, with this Leo energy. And so just, again, this is all information, noticing who feels great to be around, who supports us, and who is constantly bringing us down with their personal wounding story, because they're a pattern match for somebody in our key ancestral patterning. And really key sword of truth things need to be happening now, where if you've given people several chances, if you've given frameworks several chances, and they're still doing the behavior and coming up with excuses and victimhood, it's time to cut it out. It's time to prune the vine, you know, and just decide what your life is going to be. It's an amazing time for that. Where do you want to play at? What do you want to do? What's your passion? And anything that is getting in the way of that needs to be looked at seriously as to where is that coming from. Because remember, it is all about us. We are creating this scenario, of course, with other people, of course, with the universe, but we're in this giant holographic game of life. And some of it is so hard to see, you know, the suffering and, you know, that what has happened to people because of their belief system can be very, very difficult to witness that and to be around that. And, you know, can bring, again, great compassion. But also, you know, so important is to learn from it. We have to learn from it, and we have to plan and take action accordingly. And this energy now really connects to back in February 2017, when we had the Leo lunar eclipse. So what was happening for you back then is key. This particular spiral that we're in, this 260-day spiral that we're in, is in Cancer Sun. So it is all about mothering, it is all about nurturing, it is all about healing our patriarchal wounding, and learning how to mother ourselves, learning how to really relax. You know, that's one of the key things. We've been overstressed, overstimulated as a culture to counteract lots of fear stuff. And the truth is, we don't need to be doing any of this anymore, but we're still doing it because most of it is unconscious. So as an individual, it's time to really come into this balancing space of embodiment of the masculine and the feminine, the sacred marriage within, so that we experience balance outside of ourselves in the game arena as well. So if you have any questions, please, or you want to share, please come back for part 2 of this webinar where you can share your experience and ask your questions, and I hope to see you then. So this will be in 40 minutes and at 8 p.m. in UK time, and that's 12 noon in California. So lots of love and see you then. Bye for now.